Friends, how are you doing out there? What a day, what a day, what a day in the market, what a day in the world. Trumpy Wumpy trying to put some things in his Amazon cart today. Continents, countries, he's doing whatever he wants. Wow, he is really getting people flustered out there. Trumpy Wumpy. Listen, let's talk about what's going on in the market out there. It's sell-off today. Sell-off. Economic report came out today. Not good. They're trying to scare everybody. And of course, this, right now, it's funny because we know this is about to shift. This is a situation where, right now they're just saying, well, things, job reports, inflation, it's all going back up, and they're just saying it's just the problem. But of course, in 2 weeks when T-Pain takes over here, they're going to say, well, Trump. We know what's about to happen. And I'm not trying to make a statement here. I'm just saying that we know it. If you've been through this, we know what's about to occur here. So, with that, keep that in mind, though, what's going on here, because it's very important in the transition into the year here with what we're going to see in the stock market, okay? Because, you've got to look at what the Feds are saying, what's happening, and what we're about to go through here. So with that, today the market sold off. Now, it wasn't like insane sell-off, but still, I think it was good. I think this is good. Why do I think this is good? Because I think this is good because I know there's bigger numbers coming here in the next 2 weeks. If you're looking to scalp some things, this is probably your chance at this point. With the market selling off here, probably, obviously Friday, we've got some, I think job reports are coming out Friday. And more than likely, they'll be the fake job reports and they won't be the real job reports before they redo them. And then they go like, oh, well, actually, they're terrible. So with that right there, the market is just, it's skating along right now, and things are still very high. Things are still in a very good position here. It's not like, we've lost huge numbers here. The market's still moving forward. And Nvidia, once again, they're coming out, their Blackwell chip, their technology, software, everything increasing. With that conversation too, Nvidia is already projected just to control the whole year. They're projected just to control all the money. At this point. So if you're not investing in Nvidia, you probably should invest in Nvidia. Now today, Palantir sold off to right under $70. I think this is a great entry point for what's coming. I think a lot of people could possibly be hurt and shocked about what's going to come here in the next Palantir earnings report here that will be wrapping up 2024. And I think if it's anything like the last earnings that Palantir showed, this is going to be what's going to keep driving Palantir up into these high numbers where you have investors trying to snag up as much Palantir as they can, because Palantir is pricing in earnings that haven't happened yet, essentially. So right now, being at $60-$70 right now, this is still high position right now with Palantir. This is it's great. It's phenomenal. It's still a very good position, but honestly, this could be the cheap position right now with Palantir. 3 months from now, you could be like, oh man, I wish I could have bought Palantir. I still wish I could still buy Palantir for, $69 right now, which is crazy to say. So yeah, I listen. This a lot of this right now is about good deals. And then you have SoFi. I'm drinking the juice on SoFi. You know how I feel about SoFi. I think SoFi is going to be one of the top companies leading into the next 5 years. I think not stocks, obviously, but companies where it is about to revolutionize the bank industry, loans, their technology, everything. I think that is a solid investment for young people, middle-aged people, older people trying to get something, in a small amount of time to rack up some, good amount of money in investment. I think SoFi is something that everyone should own 100%. That company is proved itself at this point that it is going to keep going. It's going to be $20, $25, $30, $35 here before long, guaranteed. And then you got SoundHound over here. You got SoundHound, who had sell-off today. SoundHound finally hit $17 and some change, a high $17. But nonetheless, this was the first real rough day we saw with SoundHound here, which is crazy to say, because the conversation has changed so dramatically on SoundHound here. And I don't want to sound like a broken record and go over, because I've talked about SoundHound so much, but essentially SoundHound has been priced in here for what is going to happen here. Majority of investors right now, Wall Street, everyone, they're watching SoundHound, and they're watching what these next quarterlies are going to bring to the table here with SoundHound. And this is the thing that we're seeing right now, is that a lot of these AI stocks are getting priced up for what's coming, because we've been we went through 2024 watching a lot of these AI stocks just like crushing quarterlies. I mean, just like, oh my God, Nvidia, there was a moment there where you couldn't catch Nvidia. I mean, Nvidia, before it had the split, was just like, we were buying at 5, 6, 7, 800. I mean, it was just like, oh my God, like we can't catch the thing. And that's why I had to split. So, Nvidia could be in a movement going into 2025 where it's something like that, where it's like at 150, 170, 190, 210. When this Blackwell chip starts to be released, that costs $3,000 a piece, this is really gonna push up their earnings once again, which is insane, because everybody's gonna want it, everybody's gonna buy it, and Nvidia is about to do another year of just insane reports on their earnings. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, it's just unbelievable. So, going back to SoundHound here, SoundHound being a smaller, AI stock here. Either way, SoundHound should have a great year. Okay, it should have a great year. But, I wouldn't be shocked until we see these next earnings to wrap up 2024 here with SoundHound. I wouldn't be shocked to see SoundHound dropped back to $15, which would probably be a great entry point for what is coming, because with all these deals that we've seen pile up on SoundHound here and what could just come any day, SoundHound's one big deal away from something massive happening to it. It's more than likely going to at least meet expectations on its quarterly. So it's pretty much going to guarantee that SoundHound, going into the beginning of 2025, should support around this $15 to $20 position back and forth, in the beginning months of the year of 2025 here, as long as it sustains this next earnings here when that comes out. So friends, just kind of roundabout those things right there, I think those are solid plays going into this year. And I think there's still a lot of meat left on the bone. And I'm talking about those because those are just highly talked about stocks right now. And, I'm going to probably try to do some more in-depth stocks, maybe ETFs here this weekend with some particular things to talk about. Yeah. So anyway, I want to talk about Trump Media here, DJT. So I've talked about this stock all year. I've yapped my mouth about it, and the last video I made on it, I talked about what I'm planning on doing, and I'm still probably in that ball court where probably the last week of the market before Trump takes office here, I will more than likely, depending where we're at price range, I'll probably take a lot of profit that week. Now, obviously, and I say that because here's my concern. Obviously, Trump takes office on the 20th. The 20th, it's Martin Luther King Day, it's a Monday. Markets close regardless, so we can't do anything. Now, obviously, that night, I expect you to see your portfolio pumping. I think the market's going to be going crazy, okay? It's going to be going wild. With that, DJT, no doubt, will be pumping. It will at least be pumping to $40 to $50, more than likely on the 21st, okay? I don't think there's too many of us that would disagree with that. I expect that, honestly, the week before, too. Now, I'm not going to get greedy in this, and I'm probably going to sell, like I said, the week before Trump takes office here. Why am I going to do that? Because that 21st, here's what I suspect they're going to do. And you do what you want to do, obviously. But being with this stock as much as I have in taking profit, buying, just back and forth, like many of us have here, I think, I know they're going to halt the stock. I know the stock's going to get halted because the volatility, the volume on it, all that is going to be so thick that it's going to short circuit the stock, and they're going to halt it. They're going to and it's going to be hard to get your profit zone where you want it. Essentially, you're not going to be able to sell it. You're not going to be able to buy it. So make a game plan. That's what I would say to you, because I know that happened last time when Trump won. The stock went crazy, and a lot of people, they couldn't buy, they couldn't sell where they wanted to because they were halting the stock. And so make a plan of entry, exit, where you want to be with what you're satisfied. Trust me, it feels a lot better to take profit at a very high range than to get locked into something where you can't do anything with it. Being involved in something like this it's not a good feeling when they won't let you do anything with the stock. And if, like I said, if you've been here with it, you know what I'm talking about. We've all been through this together. They will halt it. It will get halted. I guarantee you, 2 weeks from now, this stock will get halted 100%. So really just think about what you're happy with price range, okay? And obviously, I in saying that too, if you're buying back in on the 21st, I would be careful. I would be careful because that's where a lot of people got stuck last time, because I was reading a lot of comments in comments room, stock quits, all that kind of stuff, where people bought after the election at like 40, 45 bucks, and then the stock just never went back to that. Don't be naive to think that this stock will not sell down probably to at least low 30s, mid 20s within 2 weeks after the election, more than likely. But I do suspect the stock will have a very teeter-totter year, especially it's going to move on Trump news. Trump does something big, the stock's going to move. And who knows what they're going to do with the company this year, okay? Like, I'm not saying, like, for people that are in here listening to yap about DJT here, it's not like I'm saying this is a revolutionary platform with communication. I'm not saying that. It's a new company. They've got bugs, things they got to work out, and the only reason I'm buying it right now is because we're gonna trade it. We bought in low. We're gonna sell high. I'm gonna let the dust settle, see what happens, and I think that's the majority of a lot of people right now, and that's called trading. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm just saying, don't be naive to think like it's gonna stay $50 all year. I would be very careful thinking that. I think this is a take the money and run and come back at a later time sort of thing. So do what you want to do. I get it. I'm not speaking bad of the company either. I'm not saying anything bad, because I know people get mad when I say that. I'm just saying there's a lot of things that are going to be happening with this stock this year, Trump media. And if you're buying this at $50, $60, whatever it hits here in the next 2 weeks, oh man, that is a risky play for you. I promise. So, just be careful doing that. So, friends, kind of wrapping up here. Listen, we saw a sell-off in the market today. I still think we are in huge opportunity zone. I think this is 100%. Red. I mean, this is almost like a golden ticket at this point, okay? Because regardless, and this is not me promoting Trump coming office, regardless, what do we know in past history with the market and a new president? It means when there's a new person taking office, no matter who, what it is, what side of the fence they're on, the market will run. The market will do very well, okay? Now, this is Trump, so things are going to be a little different. They're going to run just a little more, okay? We know that. That's not a statement, political statement, a favoritism. It's nothing like that. It's the truth. The market, when Trump won, the market went bananas. I can only imagine what we're about to see here. Now, obviously, the year will bring sell-off, reward, sell-off, reward. We're going to have moments of doubt. We're going to have moments of hype and goodness. And I think it's going to be a good year. I think it's going to be a good year in the market. I think we're going to somewhat see a lot of what we saw in 2024 here, where these AI stocks are just going to control the narrative. They're going to control the money. They're going to control the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. I think we're going to see a lot more of these younger AI stocks do very well this year. Even like Palantir, SoundHound, maybe even SoundHound moving into some huge profit zone, and Palantir probably getting placed into more ETFs, Nvidia just moving into maybe back into a high almost $200 range here when we get a few more quarterlies under our belt going further into the year. And SoFi is going to have a banging year, 100%. I think bank stocks in general are probably going to do very well this year with what could possibly be. And obviously, you know, the whole Jerome Powell rate cut thing, we'll see how that plays out. They're not expecting 2 rate cuts this year, but, you know, we'll see what I could see even a scenario where Trump comes out and says, like, hey, this is actually what we're going to do. So I don't know. And you know, here's the other thing, and I'll be careful because I don't know how YouTube is reacting to this banter. But, you know, Trump talking about buying certain things right now. I don't know how the market, if something like that, you know, 2 of those things that he's talking about buying, I could see, but one of them for sure not. The big one above us. If that were to happen, that would be really wild in a lot of situations, but for our market too would be very, very interesting, where we would have a lot more money pumped into our S&P, Dow, NASDAQ. Be a very interesting situation. So, listen, when you see sell-off, it's opportunity. It's not something you should go like, oh my God, like I just don't know. This stuff's going to keep running no matter what. It's going to keep running, okay? As long as the world's spinning, we're going to keep running here. Friends, take care of yourself. I will talk to you soon. Be excited. There are some amazing things coming here. And it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.